in a very sad, I guess, decision. Poor choices were made. And I left the camera at home. But it is now morning. Good morning. And we are walking to church. So, we took the streetcar. And now we're walking to church. And we should make it in time, which would be nice to not be the late foreigners. So, that'll be good. Yeah. So it's church today, and then the Peace Memorial a little bit later. And there is the cute little church building. And Julie's happy. And so we just finished our church service. I think we both feel better about life. So I feel so much better. I was struggling. But yay for church. Yay for church. Now it is so royally hot. This is the hottest place it's been, for sure. So we're gonna go walk around cement memorials. That'll be fun. But I think it'll be actually really good because we're going to the Hiroshima Peace Park. And we're gonna learn about the events that happened here that were not so lovely. Coming back to you with a new edition of Unwrapped, grocery store, lunch and dinner, and probably breakfast too. We got so much stuff, so we'll take you along as we eat it later. We're going to prepare it. Well, I guess we're going to put these on plates right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first off, we have sushi. This has eel in it. Looks good. And then more sushi. This is like egg sushi.
Mm-hmm. I was feeling breakfasty, even though it's noon. We went to church earlier. We just got back. It's noon. That eggs would be yummy. This one just looked good, so I grabbed it.
It looks like it's like an eggplant layered around something.
With green onions on top.
Yeah. Yummy. We got
cucumber,
miso soup for tomorrow morning or tonight. Tomatoes, bananas, kiwi, grapes.
This little gem. You got that.
Oh yeah, this is. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like. Oh, it's a melon rind bread, something like that. It's traditional Japanese pastry sort of thing.
The dessert, my favorite. I had these at the train station yesterday.
Yeah, these like little lemon cake things.
Cakes. They're mind-blowingly good. And then a kitty corner from us, from our little Airbnb, was a bakery, and so I had to go in.
Sweet potato
and cream cheese.
There's more in the fridge, but that's.
And it was so cute. You walk in and then you grab your tray and some tongs, and you just put the things on your tray, and then you take it up to checkout. And I always forget to put the money on the tray and not give it to them directly, but that's okay. They're all very nice. So we're going to eat some.
They put it on the tray for you, and then take it off the tray.
Right. They're trying to teach me, but I'm a slow learner. Okay, let's eat. Okay, Julie just locked our B&B up, and we are headed to the Peace Park. Julie, if you were to describe this heat using your poetic linguistic abilities, how would you describe it?
Hot and sweaty. It's like you're in a shower all the time with right after you turn off the hot water, and then the water isn't running, but it's just steamy.
And then somebody comes and puts a steaming wet blanket that they just got out of the oven on top of you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like. Okay, we just finished inside the Peace Museum.
Yeah, the Peace Park Memorial Museum.
And it was a sobering experience. And inspiring too, because the town, the city of Hiroshima, the people said, we don't want to be a military city anymore, because their history was kind of founded in being military. They said, we want to be a city of peace. And so they passed a law when they were rebuilding. They would be a city of peace and proclaim peace to the world. And they're doing that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It came at a very, very high price.
I don't know, you should Google Translate it though. So here at the Children's Peace Memorial, dedicated to Sadako, people still fold 1,000 paper cranes for wishes of peace and wellness, and they're displayed here. It's really very beautiful and moving.
Będzie można znaleźć właśnie takie całe więź tych zjawisk. One właśnie jakby upamiętniają tą historię Sadako, a jednocześnie są też wkładane w intencji tego, aby na świecie zapanował pokój. I tutaj mamy tutaj rozłożone wszystkie dni, szkolne wycieczki, które przyjechały tutaj do Hiroshimy na zwiedzanie i niektóre nasze podejście są podpisane żeby naszych dzieci na bezpiecznej.
So one of the cool things about the Peace Park here is that, like, the benches, the trees, the rose garden, the statues, everything has been donated and given as gifts of peace from all over the world, from cities, from individuals, from organizations, school groups, governments, yeah, and all dedicated to peace. It's just such a nice feeling. I was going to say peaceful feeling, but Good evening.
We're just
Salam and good
enjoying.
evening, most worthy of friends.
You're such a weirdo. Here we are, enjoying the beautiful Peace Gardens. It's a lovely evening. It's cooled off some, and we've been in the shade most of the time, and we were in AC for most of the heat of the day anyway.
Which was really nice.
So it means that like we're only like slightly sticky, but it's not like
We're tacky.
it's not the stick of like I've sweated for hours in these clothing sticky. Just the stick of like, oh, it's slightly humid sticky.
Okay, so we needed to catch up on a few things. Number one, what happened at church? Church
Oh,
was so nice.
Church was really, really good.
It was just, you know, the comfort of going into, when you're in a strange place, but then you go into a building from a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
And there's pictures of Jesus
Pictures
on the
of
wall.
Jesus. The same smell.
Same smell. The same little plaque saying, here is the chapel. In Japanese, of course.
Right. The same font. Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so nice.
Same feeling.
Same
spirit.
feeling. Yeah. And it was testimony meeting, so we got to listen to testimonies and just singing in Japanese. Well,
Which was
we were
beautiful.
singing in English.
Yeah. The
Just
sacrament,
really nice.
the prayers, they were said so meaningfully.
Yeah.
And in different ways. The first one was very reverent, but the second one was said with like great enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And it was
Just an
beautiful.
earnestness that
Yeah.
was I really felt as I was kind of repeating the English words in my head, just the intent with which he was saying was
beautiful.
Yeah. You could tell he really wanted those things for us, for all of us, which was really cool.
It's a lovely experience.
Really, really nice. But
As we were walking in.
the funny experience, because you got to have one of those. And we know that every ward has one of those people. That one old guy.
We walk in and there's this cute old guy sitting on the back bench. And did he even say like hi, or did he just like start in?
He just started right in. I don't even think
He's
he
wearing
said,
this hat.
hello, how are you?
He's like, Indiana Jones.
This Indiana Jones hat!
Jones hat.
And he's saying it really
Really loud.
loudly. Really
And we're
loudly.
like, yeah. And then he's like, these Indiana Jones glasses.
These Indiana Jones glasses.
I, Indiana Jones, look like Indiana Jones.
Yes, you look like Indiana
he actually,
Jones.
in fact, did.
And
kind of.
I know I gave him, I did like a whip, like whoosh, and he goes, yes, Indiana Jones.
Yeah. He was so
He
excited
loved that,
about
and
it.
he's getting louder and louder as he's saying this, and
And the super cute,
sweet
lady who walked in with us doesn't
like
speak any
Relief Society
English.
lady who was like, oh, welcome to our ward in Japanese, you know, that's what she was saying. It's like, we're so happy you're here. And then we were like, English, and she was like, oh, well, it is very, I don't speak English well. And we're like, that sounds pretty
Better
good
than
to us. Yeah. And it's so hot out. But she was, when we were talking to this gentleman was kind of like yelling at us about Indiana
was like,
Jones. Shh, shh. Like, you could tell she's like, be reverent. It was just really cute. And then he came up to us after sacrament meeting, and he just
kept talking.
and we had no idea what he was saying or why he was trying to communicate. At one point he asked how old I was, but I think he meant to ask how are you or something. It was really,
He said the same question to me. Don't know.
yeah.
Don't know.
And I think I used the excuse when he started talking to Julie, like, oh, I've got to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, sumimasen, and I'm leaving. And so I leave Julie with him. I abandoned her to him. It's fine.
He was a cute old man, but I was just like, I don't know what you're saying.
And the only reason he stopped was
Because this other brother started talking to him, like cut him off mid-sentence and started talking to him.
to try to save Julie.
And I was like,
It was so
I'm gonna go now.
nice.
But he was a really cute old guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone there was nice. A lot of people came up and like tried to greet us, and we tried to greet them. They did greet us.
They greeted
tried
us.
to communicate with
yeah.
us, and we tried to communicate with them. And that was a little
To no avail.
trickier.
Japanese is hard.
There were only like 2 people who spoke English.
Yeah. But the other funny thing that's happened is we're sitting here in this park. It's so beautiful. And we were talking to Christina on video chat just to get caught up because we're going to go visit her in a few days and to tell her where we're at. So we're chatting, and this man comes up. You speak English? And he shows us his phone, and it says in English on his phone, "Will you allow me to pray for you?" And we said, "Yes, sure."
So he starts with me.
And Christina and Aaron, meanwhile, are on the line, and they're like, Aaron goes, "Do you need a safe word?"
I didn't hear that part.
Said that.
I did not hear that part.
Yeah. And Christina's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, and I keep holding the phone so that they can see him just in case we were not going to be okay. And they knew where we were.
So,
Yeah.
So he had us repeat
Masu something arigato
I don't know.
gozaimasu.
He was laughing when I was saying. He was trying not to laugh, but there was one time that he was like.
I was laughing at him, so I felt I was trying not to be.
And then he like had us like cup, or he had me. He did it one at a time. He had me cup my hands and close my eyes, and
then he stood silently over her with one hand raised for
a long time,
for like 2 minutes, and then he raised the other hand and stood over you for like 2 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm trying not to laugh at looking. I started looking at Christina on the phone. And she's sitting there laughing. I turned her all the way down, I was sitting there going.
I felt bad, but also I felt like I was very grateful Kirsten was here with her eyes open,
Watching.
I would
intently.
I wouldn't if I'd been.
But I checked
myself,
out. Like I looked at his pockets and I looked in his hands to see if he had anything before he came up to us. So I was kind of already on the guard. But then he did that same thing to me, and I didn't have the feeling to laugh during mine because I was like, I could be the one to die now. It wasn't as funny when it was me on the line. But
anyway,
then he left, we asked Christina and her, and we're like, "This is not a normal occurrence."
And she's like,
"No,
no,
it is not." Yeah. So, just a couple of fun things that have happened, and now we're going to go back to our Airbnb. Christina gave us a tip to go into the 7-Eleven and get fruit, and they have a smoothie making machine in there with English instructions, and she says they're delicious fruit smoothies. So we should definitely try that out. So we're gonna go do that. Anything else?
I don't think so. Time for bed.
Time for bed.
Night.
And then tomorrow we'll see.
Miyajima.
Mm-hmm. So we're back in the Airbnb. We just finished up a delightful dinner of our leftover groceries, and I in the train station I had this lemon cake that was so good, and it said Hiroshima with an N on it, and I was like, ooh. So I was looking everywhere for it in the grocery store, but I found this other brand of lemon cake, and I thought, ooh, this will be a good substitute. And it's still really good. It's not quite the one. I loved the first one. I still love this one. It's still really good. So anyway, I'm looking online for this Hiroshima brand, but then come to find out, just researching that, lemons are a thing in Hiroshima. This is the largest producer. The Hiroshima Prefecture is the largest producer of lemons in Japan, and half the lemons in Japan come from here. And so they have lots of lemons are kind of their thing. They have lots of lemon recipes and lemon squid, lemon face mask, all these things, citrus. Because of the low rainfall here, I guess it makes it ideal for growing citrus. So I'm going to be on the lookout for more of these lemon cakes because they are absolutely delicious. They use the entire lemon and make a lemon. They grind it up or something, and all of it is in the dough. And they make a lemon jam, I think. And it has to sit for a few days before they make the dough. But my goal is, when I get home, to try to replicate something like this because it's good. Anyhow, we are just going to get ready for bed. We have one more night here, and then we head out to our fancy accommodations on the island of Miyajima, which is just off of Hiroshima. We take a little ferry to get there. And this is our big splurge because it's expensive. But when in Japan, you spend yen like Monopoly money. Anyway, good night.